Hello and welcome to another episode of Right Now. My name is Zachary Steele and I'm the founder and executive director of Broadleaf Writers in Atlanta, Georgia. Despite the ongoing stay-at-home life we're all living, we're trying to keep some programming going for you to offer some distraction, as well as some useful insight on the craft of writing in the publishing industry. After all, we want your work to be published, and there's no better time to write than right now. On today's program, we'll be chatting with Kimberly Jones and Vania Stoyanova, founders of YATL. Welcome, ladies. It's good to see you. How are we doing?
Good. How are you?
I appreciate you carving out some time to talk about YATL and some other things, and look forward to seeing what all you guys have to talk about, because talking isn't ever an issue.
No.
So,
in school for misbehaving for talking.
No, really? Man, I am learning shocking things about you all the time. All right, so YATL. Let's start with that. What is YATL and how did it start?
Oh, so YATL is a young adult talk show here in Atlanta where we bring in authors, and it's kind of like Jimmy Fallon-esque, as we like to say, where we play games. It's very like off the cuff, zany. We play Truth or Dare, which is something that we're known for. And we started it, this is our third year doing this, and which is crazy to think about. But Kimberly and I have been friends for, I don't even know anymore.
Grow years?
Yeah, like over a decade.
Yeah, it's been a long time. And so we became friends because we started putting on like fun panels and interviewing authors, and we love books. And this was a good opportunity to kind of bring in even more to Atlanta as far as like events, sell more books, and expose readers to authors that they might not know about.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, then we were looking for a space, and so we went down to Georgia Center for the Book, and we're like, hey, we need a space, and we thought we're gonna get shooed out of this place, and we did not. Surprisingly, thank you to you and Joe, and it just has like gone way further than we ever expected.
Yeah, it's been amazing.
So it's obviously I have experienced this. It is a very fun time filled with truth or dare and lip syncing and weird questions. But so what made you want to go in that direction with it? Because I mean, obviously there are plenty of author events, but your idea was to bring in 3 or 4 YA authors and do this wackadoodle thing for an hour or so. So where did that come from?
Yeah, our experience with doing all of these other panels and events previous to this of interviewing other authors taught us that it goes a long way for the author to have a fun personality and for us to showcase their personality than just to answer questions, which there's plenty of people that do a really good job of, talking about the content of the book and themes and how important books are in general. But we wanted to approach it from the personality of the authors. And we saw that a lot of times, regardless of what the book was about, if the audience connected with the author, we were, grilling and torturing a little bit on stage. It went a long way for them to be able to connect and therefore purchase a book and be an advocate for those authors later on.
Yeah, and Vania and I throughout the years have had a lot of like different versions of programming that we've done around books. And one of the ones that we started like very early on was this thing through Little Shop of Stories called the Galley Club, where we would record kids interviewing authors. And those kids had the most interesting questions. Like kids never ask, what's your motivation? What motivated you to write this book or anything like that. Kids would ask questions like, if you could have any superpower, what would it be? And when Vania and I would like record these videos for YouTube with like these 9, 10, 11, 12, 13-year-olds interviewing authors, every single time authors will walk away and tell us, that's the best interview I ever had. Like, I've never been asked any of those questions. That's the most fun I've ever had on an interview. And so we're as wackadoodle as a 12-year-old. Like, it was like a light bulb went off about like how to handle an author in an interview and give them something different than they've ever seen.
Yeah, one of the things that I love about that is that as a writer and as the head of this organization, I often preach that it's as important to sell the writer to the reader as it is to sell the work. And in watching you guys do what you do, the one takeaway I had from that is that people who would leave the auditorium to go buy the book afterwards were buying the author. They were not buying the book, and I think that's fabulous.
Yeah.
As far as now, you've done this for 3 years, and this may be a tough question, but I would love to know your favorite moment from the programs you've had so far.
Okay, well, this is going to be easy for me because it was just our biggest event ever, and we had 5 authors, and initially it was.
Oh yeah, I know exactly what you're about to say.
Yeah. Initially it was 3, and then the author that we were in contact with to organize this kept adding people to us and to the lineup. And in the end, we had so many people on stage, but it was fantastic. Massive bestsellers with fantastic, books and personalities. And man, it was off the hook. So that was last year in May, I believe, was the one that we did.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
With Zoraida and Danielle and Julie Murphy and Scott Rangan and Marco Shiro.
Mm-hmm.
It was a lot.
Yeah.
But it was fantastic, and it was packed out. Everyone was having such a good time, and yeah, to this day, it's like one of my favorite ones. It was
my favorite one is the first show, just because there was the infamous Nic Stone singing Queen, which you can never don't get mad at me, other authors, but no one has ever been able to top that lip sync battle.
No. Yeah.
I'm very much team Nic, so I'm pretty sure that anything Nic does is I'm going to think it's the best thing that's ever been done.
Listen, she is one of those types of people that can do no wrong, and anything she touches, she does really, really well. So you give her anything she's supposed to write, she will do a fantastic job. You give her a song to lip sync to, she'll do a fantastic job. She'll do fantastic makeup. This girl is a rock star, and we love her too.
Yeah, we've had her last year at the conference, and of course I knew her before the meeting. I actually met her that night at your program. But I mean, she grows this fan club over the course of the day of people that just follow her around and want to talk to her. It's the most amazing thing to watch, and entirely earned.
Yeah, I was at the last event I did as an author before COVID-19. I was at the North Texas Teen Book Festival with her, and we just happened to meet each other outside, and she and I, my co-author Gili, walked into the building. And North Texas Teen Book Festival is an amazing festival where they bus in they bus in 20,000 kids, and it's this whole full day event. And we walked into the venue, and all you can hear when we walked in the door was, "It's Nic Stone, it's Nic Stone, it's Nic Stone." She's truly a book rock star.
That is absolutely true. Yeah. And I don't want to skate past this, but Kimberly, you're an author. You have a book with a co-author, and tell everybody what is it that you have done? What have you put into this world?
Well, the book is called "I'm Not Dying with You Tonight," and it is co-authored with one of my dear friends, Gili Siegel. It was her idea. She basically was like, "We're writing this book," and I was like, okay, we're writing this book, because originally my everything that I have been pitching, I have been querying picture books. That's where I thought my direction was gonna go, and she was like, "No, I have this idea for this YA novel, and I need you to co-author it with me." So it's been this amazing ride. this year we got to be like, we were part of a lot of book clubs, and had 2 national tours, and we picked up a French publisher, and it's a social justice book. It's told in a dual narrative about 2 girls, one Black and one white, who survived the night and race riots. So I like to call it a social justice adventure.
She's like skating over like one of the most awesome things that they got nominated for this year. Come on, Kimberly.
Oh, we got nominated for an NAACP Image Award.
Yeah, it's huge.
Awesome. And then we sat behind Rihanna at the awards.
That's even bigger.
The real question then is, did you happen to pay attention to anything during the ceremony, or were you just staring at the back of her head hoping she'd turn around?
Yeah, we were just like staring at her, and it was so funny because we were behind her, but she was like a few rows ahead of us or whatever. But we were like almost like directly in front of Harold Perrineau, who was in the Leonardo DiCaprio Romeo and Juliet movie. I think he played like Mercutio, and so Gili is obsessed with that movie. So she was so focused on Harold Perrineau, and she was like, I'm like, Gili, it's Morgan Freeman, and she's like, but no, Mercutio. Right there. Like, it's Morgan Freeman.
I need to ask her if he smells good.
He was like talking to her. He was like, he like made her day. He was like chatting her up. Like before the awards started and on breaks, he was like chatting her up and stuff. She was so happy.
Oh, me too.
I mean, on a complete aside here, though, I get to just watch you just like I used to do on the stage. And Kimberly, you are not at all a high energy person, and you do not use your hands when you talk.
No, not at all. Very demure.
But honestly, I mean, I think that's what makes, I think the two of you play off of one another so well when you're doing this. That's what makes the YATL program so fun, because you can set this program up and you can have somebody run through these questions, no problem. But if you don't have good energy, and if you don't have something that engages the people, then they really don't feel what you get to feel on stage. And so I love it personally. That's not even a question. I just wanted to say it.
Oh, thanks, Zach. We appreciate that. We also, both Vania and I both have a performance background. Like, we're both like theater nerds and stuff like that. So to like get on stage, and it's funny because on stage, I'm like this crazy wackadoodle, and Vania is like more of the straight man. But it's interesting because in real life, we're quite the opposite. Like, contrary to popular belief, I'm extremely introverted. And after I've done like a show, I need to like turtle shell in. And Vania's like, I'm gonna take everybody out for drinks.
Yeah. And I will also add that I think a lot of the chemistry, not only between us, but there's a lot of chemistry too with the authors that we bring in, because we've been in this industry for so long as, fans and as writers in this community. We have made a lot of friends, and some of them do come and hang out with us on the show. And that chemistry, I think, helps a lot too, is that they trust us. That not only are we going to embarrass them just enough, but also we'll have a good time with them as well.
Yeah. And Vania is also a published author. She always like skates over that. She had this amazing book called A Shot of Reckless when she was writing under, can I say your pen name? She was writing under her pen name, Maddie Page, which I love that book.
It's fun. It's
fun. I love it. Kimberly, has no problem doing my job for me here. So,
sorry.
Yeah.
I'm used to interviewing.
Would you like me to just step aside and you can do this? No.
It's not fun. Come on, Zach.
No, I'm having fun. No, I was actually just about to say, Vania, I'd leave you out of this because I was going to say that you too have books out, but you have more than that to your background. And full disclosure, you are also now a board member on the Broadleaf Writers Association, which I am stoked about. And we have some of that coming up. But tell us a little bit about your background aside from everything that Kimberly's already said and told.
I don't even know. I wear many hats, and I am creative in many ways. I Do have this book that has been published, so that was great, a fun romance that I co-wrote with a friend. And now I am working on a sci-fi graphic novel for young adults that I pitch as Spice Girls in Space. It's very zany, which very on brand, I would like to say. I'm also a photographer by day, which is what actually pays the bills, and I really, really love it. So I very much juggle a little bit of everything. So you give me a project and I will do it.
Excellent. You mentioned photography, which actually kind of ties into another question I had, was with everything that's going on. I was framing this as like, what are you doing with photography right now? Because you can't really do that. But I'll apply this to YATL. You're used to doing programs that are in person with audiences, and much like programming we do with Broadleaf, and you can't do that. So how are you handling this stay-at-home life?
We're just trucking along. One thing that Kimberly and I have started doing is lives with other writers. So we've reached out to, especially, we started out really doing this for authors that maybe lost out on tours or events and their book just came out and suddenly like everything stopped, and how do you get the word out for your books? So Kimberly and I kind of pulled together authors that needed a little bit of a space to talk about this stuff. So both on her Instagram and on YTL, we interview authors that want to get the word out, and we just have a good time. And some of them are just live for 24 hours. Some of them are on IGTV right now, so people can go and check them out. But it's kind of how we're coping right now, is just basically bringing our friends to Instagram to hang out with us for 30-45 minutes.
Yeah, and then it just started like when we first got the idea, like, let's help support these authors who have like spring releases and stuff like that. It was just like, oh, some people that we know, let's help them out. And next thing we know, we both started getting DMs of like, hey, I would love to do a live, or I have this project, and like people we knew, people we didn't know, and then other outlets started to reach out to us saying, hey, this person was wondering if you guys would interview them. And it's been like elevating. So one of the more recent ones we had that reached out to me and Vania did the interview was, we got to interview Rodney Barnes, who wrote the new graphic novel Philadelphia, but he's also like a legendary TV writer. And he was like the guy who did the he's the guy who did the Neil Gaiman American Gods for Stars. And like he's done
Runaways. And
yeah.
Runaways is a recent one.
Yeah, and Marvel Runaways and like all this stuff. He's like this huge TV writer who's like, yeah, I want to do a YATL live. And we're like, okay.
Come on in.
come on down, huge Hollywood producer, man.
Excellent. Which kind of leads into my last question before we move on to something else, is what do you have in the works? What's coming up when we finally get things rolling again as a society?
After the Great Plague of 2020.
Yes.
Can we talk about what we're excited about in October yet?
Well, I guess we could. Yeah. No, that was going to be next, but if you don't have anything else you want to add, we'll just jump right into it.
Well, I know both Kimberly and I are writing.
Vania, we have Yay Finder.
We do have Yay Finder. So one of the things right now that's happening is a team writing challenge with Yay Finder, and local Atlanta writers that are helping out, like Kimberly, who is offering writing advice. And one of the winners will also get to be on a YTL show of some capacity, to be determined. And so that's going to be super exciting whenever that happens. I mean, hopefully sometime in the fall we can restart YATL, which would be exciting. We don't know yet how that's going to work. That's a lot of it also depends on current conditions, but also like what the library is able to do. But until then, we're just trucking along and working on our own projects, and then whatever's happening in October that we'll talk about in a second.
Yeah, I mean, we can go into that right now, because I mean, nice segue. So Yeah, I mean, the conference is coming up in October, October 17th and 18th at the Cobb Galleria. Now this is the 5th year of the conference, but this is the first year in which I get to say we have partnered with YATL on a very, very fun project that I guess this is kind of our formal announcement of it as well. We're going to take the YATL concept and throw it on stage with some of our attendees as an opportunity for writers to pitch to agents. And I'm very, very excited about this. And the format is very simple.
You lost your tail.
Yeah, the idea is simple. Is like when you show up to register as an attendee, you're going to go to one of 4 bins, like young adult, fiction, and whatever the other 2 are, and you're going to drop your name in a folded piece of paper. And when we convene on Sunday after lunch, we're going to put an agent that represents that particular work right in front of the stage, and we're going to pick 4 names. We're going to bring these poor attendees up on stage, and we're going to have them run through a sort of abbreviated YATL spiel with you two. And what I'm most excited about is, I mean, every writer has to work on a pitch. They have to be able to sell their work to an agent, editors, to readers. But the thing that always gets thrown aside is the nature of the characters, or the fun ways that you all will be able to draw out the story without having to say, well, the book is about blah, 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 blah.
Yeah, I'm super excited because it's going to showcase these manuscripts in a completely different light, and also help us get to know the writers themselves the way that we usually get to know writers when they do YATL. So it's going to be it's going to be different from what we've done, but also super exciting. And as a writer myself, what a cool opportunity to essentially get, and by the way, we're calling it YATL Pitch Match because we're going to match you up depending on your pitch with one of these agents. It's going to be fantastic.
Yeah, we're so excited about this.
It doesn't show. I'm excited about it too, because it's been one of those things that, not that it's impossible to describe what you do with YATL, because it's very possible. It's just you don't really understand it until you've seen it in person. And I truly, I mean, I always want to have the conference be very educational, informative, and all about community, but I want writers to have fun. And it felt like this is just a perfect marriage, an opportunity to give writers an opportunity to have just a lot of fun. And for those, I didn't even finish the thing, when the 4 have done, when you guys have finished your time with them, the agent's going to pick the one that's the most appealing to them, and then they get to go off for a 15-minute conversation without the pressure of having to have that memorized pitch, because you just had this whole event. You can just go talk for 15 minutes.
Yeah, and see if you guys match up at all, which is
exactly. I think the way we've thought about it is it's kind of like YATL meets the dating game.
Yeah, exactly.
The connection.
We're very excited. We're very excited. We're going to have information up on the website soon. And then, as an attendee, you won't have to do anything until you get there to register, but you'll have to drop your name in there. You can't actually be involved. So,
but be prepared. Know you pitch really well. Know that it's kind of like a pitch session, but you will have fun. So it's not as rigorous as a regular pitch session, which I've never done and I'm scared of.
No, I think it's going to be amazing, and I think there's going to be a love match from this event.
Oh, absolutely. And it goes back to what I said earlier about what you guys do with authors, and in this case, what you'll be able to do with the writers in attendance is you'll be able to give them an opportunity for the agent who's sitting there to see them as a person. Right. Rather than just a simple pitch and your time is up, you need to go. So, I'm very, very excited about that. I think it's going to be awesome. And I think when we're done, we're going to have to figure out how to make it even better, because it's going to go over really well. All right. So here's the thing.
Devices, see what happens.
Yeah. Here's the thing. You two know that I could spend all day talking to you, but in the effort to keep this to a specific time. We've kind of exhausted that part of the conversation. And now I'm going to put you guys through a little bit of the same thing that you have to deal with when you do your shows. It's instead of a truth or dare or anything like that, we're just going to refer to this as a lightning round. And I've got 12 questions I'm going to ask. Where you going? Where you going? I got 12 questions I'm going to ask, and I want you to answer it as fast as you can. I do not have a ticking clock, but I would like for you to answer pretty fast. And it's important to note that in order to figure out which one of you goes first, Kimberly has just decided that it's going to be Vania. So, which was very kind of her, I think.
I have a question though. Is this a competition?
First.
Is this a competition? It's not the Family Feud, so no, this is not a competition. I
love the feud.
Well, I do too, but I haven't surveyed anybody. I don't have point totals here. All right, are we ready?
Yes.
All right. What's your favorite book as a child?
Number the Stars.
Miss Susie, Arnold Opel.
Who is a character that you would pledge your undying love for?
Ooh, I know my answer. You could go next. The Darkling.
No, I was going to say that too.
It's okay if you had the same answer.
I will say that there's a character from a new book. The book's called Crescent City, and the character is Rune. So for those that are watching, there you go. Which
actually leads me into the next one. Name a book that you think more people need to be aware of.
It's so hard. There's so many books.
Yeah, but you just have to pick the first one.
I'm like looking at my shelf. Hold on. Oh.
Dead Beautiful by Yvonne Woon.
Okay.
This Mortal Coil. It's a really good sci-fi book.
Good one.
Okay. We're going to go a little bit in the Wayback Machine here. Edward, Jacob, or a sack of potatoes?
Jacob.
Ditto, Jacob.
Yeah, I take the French fries all day. All right, the sorting hat's about to be placed on your head. What house do you want it to say?
I'm Ravenclaw.
Slytherin.
It's really interesting, and I'm just sidebar here, that it's such it's a passionate thing. People are very serious about this. These aren't simple answers. All right, staying in the same universe, one spell that you wish you could use.
I don't care. I just want to teleport somewhere.
Yeah, I want an invisibility cloak.
The second person to say that. I feel like I know Kimberly's answer on this one, but we'll see if it's changed. Person you would most like to be stranded on a desert island with?
Jason Reynolds.
Yeah.
My answer forever and always is Orlando Bloom. Thank you very much.
That's an interesting one. All right.
Okay, have you guys seen him in Carnival Row? That's all I'm going to say.
I haven't seen that yet.
There's a naked butt, and that's all you need, okay? Thank you. You're welcome.
I'm not going to say that I would be influenced by Orlando Bloom's naked butt, but I don't dislike him, so.
Yeah.
All right. Throne of Glass, Harry Potter, or Hunger Games?
Harry Potter.
Harry Potter.
What is the one food you can't do without?
Popcorn.
Wait, say it again.
Popcorn.
Avocado.
Avocado, really? Okay. The thing that most often spoils in your fridge?
Spinach.
Yeah. Leftover?
Roller coaster or carousel?
Roller coaster.
Carousel.
And finally, the first thing you're going to do when life gets back to whatever normal is?
Go have drinks with friends.
Yes, go get out.
So I'm gonna take that as an invitation that we're gonna be having drinks when this all goes back to normal.
Definitely.
Yeah,
all right.
Question.
Then I have nothing else for you. I'm pretty much done. But thank you both for your time. And like I said, I could do this for hours. But I hope you guys are keeping safe, and I look forward to that drink.
Yes, we'll see you very soon. Well, not too soon though.
Well, this is Georgia, right?
Yeah. I'm staying inside.
We're not going to talk about it. We're
not going down that road. So, and on that very happy note, thank you both, and I will be talking to you soon. And for those of you who are interested in YATL, where can we find you?
At YTL Live on Instagram and Twitter, and ytlive.com.
And then when the programming comes back, for those who are local, the Decatur Library, and you absolutely must go see it.
Yes.
Please hang out with us.
All right. Thank y'all.
Bye, Zach.
Bye-bye. 5th Annual Broadleaf Writers Conference will be held October 17th and 18th this year at Cobb Galleria. For more information about the conference, please visit broadleafwriters.com and click the link for the conference. There you'll find plenty of options to look for about our speakers, about the different programs we have going this year. The schedule will be available. Registration opens June 1st, and with everything that's been going on, we're really looking forward to being able to convene this fall with our community writers, and we absolutely hope that you will be one of them.